Clyde, thanks for being here. Appreciate your time always. I'm interviewing Clyde Johnston, our architect and mastermind of this project. Your number 3 visit or 4th visit since the project started?
No, this is probably my 6th visit.
Okay. So Clyde's here looking at some of the renos and some of the work done on number 18 Green and some other places, and just want to have a couple minutes to chat with you and get some background on what Clyde Johnston's all about, so our membership can learn a little bit about you and why our golf course is what it is. So, you know, one of the things that gets an architect into the game, we as golfers never find those things out. What got you involved in the game?
Well, first of all, I was actually born into golf. My father was the first golf coach at Wake Forest College back in the 40s. He became PGA pro, so I grew up in the game of golf. Grew up playing junior golf, on the high school golf, played a little bit of college golf, but really, I think golf probably grabbed me when I was probably 10, 11 years old, maybe, because I really loved the competitive nature of the match play tournaments that I played in back when I was a little kid.
We all golfers, we all remember favorite golf courses and favorite places, whether it be condition or design or whatever. What's one of your favorite golf courses?
Well, Pinehurst number 2. I grew up in High Point, North Carolina, and many times in the summertime we would just jump in the car and drive to Pinehurst, which was probably only 90 minutes away, and play number 2 and then drive back home. So we did that quite a bit.
Sneak on?
Yeah. No, we didn't sneak on. We knew the right people.
When you're working with your designs and your redos and redesigns, what are some of the more modern elements you look for? Because I'm sure architecture has changed, maybe your philosophy's changed a little bit.
Well, golf design has changed in my career from basic design to an art form. And so what we're looking for is a lot of nice movement to things, shadow lines, nice bunker lines that are appealing to the eye, and make the golf course feel inviting, that it's there to be played and for people to enjoy it. They might have a terrible round going, but they're going to enjoy being out there.
Yeah, well, that's the whole purpose of it. Everybody wants to enjoy the game at their own level, and you have a nice design like this, and often myself, I try to view a golf course from a member's perspective. Where would be a place I'd want to play every day? And this happens to be one of those golf courses. Do you have a favorite hole out here? Do you have a favorite place on the golf course that you really enjoy?
I have several favorite holes, and I think 17 is probably my most favorite hole because I think that's just a really neat par 3. I love 15, I love 14, and 6. Those are some of my more favorite. Of course, 9 and 18, I mean, what's not to like about 9 and
mirror
18?
holes, right?
Yeah.
I know 17's probably had some of the most work done on it since the golf course was built. You know, retaining wall and bunkering, and it's really going to look nice when it opens up.
I think so.
I understand there's a little background with the neighborhood at Jack's Golf. What involvement did you have with the neighborhood?
Well, when I first started my own firm, one of the engineers that I worked with at the Hilton Head Company on Hilton Head came to work for Arvida. And I sent out letters when I started my own company. I sent out letters to everybody I knew, letting them know that I had my own firm and was looking for work. And Rick Terrell was working for Arvida, and he called me up on a Thursday afternoon, and he said, "Clyde, we've got a 740-acre tract of land here in Jacksonville that," he says, "I can't promise you the golf course design on it, but I can give you the land planning part." He says, "If you can come down this weekend," and I did. I went down to his office and I worked off of his conference room table over the weekend and started doing layouts for the entire track. I laid out all the roads, the lots, the golf course, the ponds, everything. So I did the land planning here as well.
And I understand you helped name some of the streets, or all of them?
No, I didn't really have anything to do with that. I didn't name the holes either.
Okay. All right. Well, you've worked on a lot of golf courses. You've worked on a lot of redesigns. How many properties have you touched, do you think?
Wow, I don't know. I've been in business now for 44 years. I would expect that if I added up all the new courses and all the renovation projects, it would be somewhere north of 200.
Wow, it's impressive. Man knows what he's doing. some of the things that you reflect upon when you come to the property like this, and you've known this property intimately, and you know what your vision would like to be in the future, what are some of those more prominent aspects that you've altered or enhanced from when you designed it?
Well, one thing you always do with a new piece of land is you're always looking to see what Mother Nature gave you that you can use in the design and not disturb it and make it just part of the ambience of the golf course. Mostly, this land was mostly pine trees with a few good oaks. For example, on 14, the oak trees just to the right of the green, those were just little oak saplings when we built the course initially, but you know, I felt they would eventually add some nice character to the green complex, so we left those. 15T had a nice oak tree, which is still there.
Mm-hmm.
We left that. We tried wherever we can to respect what Mother Nature gives you and
Nice.
just work off of that.
Good. You were in collaboration on this project with Fuzzy Zeller, whom a lot of people know. Fuzzy's world class, arguably a Hall of Famer. How did your relationship get started with Fuzzy?
Well, that's actually a continuation of one of your earlier questions. Basically, after the land plan was done, Rick Terrell was talking with the Arvida marketing people, the real estate people, and of course he was a friend, so he was promoting me, and they wanted to know how I could be involved in it. And one of the ideas was, would Clyde be willing to work with a PGA Tour player? And I said, well, if the right guy, you know, is selected, yes. And so they developed a list of players. I developed a list. We compared them. We narrowed it down to 3 or 4 people, and one of the first people that they arranged for me to go meet was Fuzzy. And I drove down to Tampa or Miami, I can't remember which, but I drove down because he was doing some kind of shark shootout or something. And met him at the airport with his agent. We went back to their villa and we stayed up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning talking about golf course design. And it really turned out that a lot of Fuzzy's philosophies about how a golf course should be designed were very similar to mine. You know, we wanted it to be fun, we wanted it to be fair. You know, from the back tees we wanted it to be challenging, but more than anything, we wanted it to be fair for the people who were the members or who were playing the golf course. So that was important to us, and we hit it off, and the rest is history.
Nice. A long-term relationship.
I've done 8 golf courses with Fuzzy now.
That's fantastic. Good. Well, Clyde, thanks a lot for your time. I know you're a busy man, and you and Nate need to get back out and hit it. But thanks for your time. And members, I hope you learned something about Clyde that you didn't know. And maybe when you see him on the property, say hello.